Hi, and welcome to class. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to do a quick stretch, which usually helps me when I'm having a bit of a stressful day, or I've got this bit of energy that just needs to come out, but I don't want to do anything crazy. Right now, I'm recovering from a little bit of an injury. Not an injury, I kind of like overstretched. So I've got so much energy, but I have nowhere to send it. So I figured now is the best time to show you what I normally do to kind of, squeeze that out of me. So let's get to it. So practical applications in normal life using ancient wisdom. How awesome is that? Find yourself in a deer pose. So deer pose is when one of I'm on my left hip, on my left femur. So I'm going to be facing the left side of my mat, turning over my left hip, and my right knee is going into my left heel. Yeah, that sounds about right. So the right knee goes in. So it's a very casual pose. It's not very intense. It's something that anyone can almost get into unless you're really tight. Then you can prop yourself up with some bolsters. Usually I do this as a quick one, so I've not included any props, but if you need props, then take it. I'm going to turn at an angle just so that you could see me better, but you could, be facing the front of the mat. I'm going to be at a bit of a angle for you guys. So, all right, so once we get into it, I'm going to start to turn towards my left. So as you can see, my right knee is pressing down. Just take a look under you if you're confused. Make sure your right knee is pressing into your left heel, your left knees into the ground, your left, shin. Sorry, yeah, your left shin, your left femurs into the ground. That's your thigh, and roll over the left side so you feel a bit of a twist, and start to use the hands as you work into it. The interesting part about these kind of stretches is, at least what I've noticed, it's so interesting how much of tension the side body holds, and it's a space we normally don't really work into. So the side body can, once you work into it and you release it, so I'm basically twisting and turning, kind of finding something a little dancey. If you're a millennial, then, channel your inner Shakira, if that's a vibe. So I'm just moving the hips around. I'm letting my psoas stretch. This feels really nice because I do have that overstretch injury in my psoas, and this is kind of helping me open space out. So work into it, see what shows up, and start to move around a bit more. And I'm going to slowly start to move further left. So I'm going to turn a bit more so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start to turn for the left. So my hands are going to reach out a bit more. I'm still adding that movement, that sway, the twist, turn, taking my time to get into the space. So I'm not forcing it. There's no need to do that. That's how I ended up in this place to begin with. It's something you learn every day, no matter how many years you practice. You still learn about your body and what your body wants to do and where you find your limits. And some days you do find those limits, and if you push too hard, you notice them. So my left elbow is onto the ground. My right hand is still lifting. And now I'm going to try and reach my right hand and reach towards my right leg. It's not going to touch unless you're a gymnast, and then you don't need this class. But otherwise, you know, the idea is I'm trying to create a circle with my right leg, going up my psoas, my chest, working into the spiral line in my fascia, and then taking my right hand overhead so you can feel it in my right armpit, in my bicep, maybe actually in the tricep, and then going all the way to the finger. So there's a bit of a twist and there's a rotation. You can adjust your left hand as you need and still add a little bit of movement, a little left, a little right. Feel that length in your side body. I'm pressing my right knee into the ground. I'm trying to reach for my back foot. Well, obviously, I'm not going to touch it. However, the intention is there. I'm working with sensation, trying to feel it in my skin, trying to feel it in this entire circle from my foot all the way up to my chest and then into my hands and fingers. I'm definitely a few inches deeper. My left hand is going to move a bit more. I can find some space starting to open up. And I'm still working in my breath. I'm bringing that breath awareness, bringing that connection, opening something interesting. And maybe you want to hold, maybe you want to reach the hand somewhere else. Pushing the hips forward, feeling a long, long spiral energy in your being. And then let that go. Slowly come back, using the hands, and maybe you fall forward so the legs stay as it is. I'm just going to turn so you can see me a bit better. You don't have to. And lean forward, bounce around, let the collarbones lead the way. So instead of dropping my head down, my left hand comes down, and my collarbones go forward. So I'm just finding a kind of like a forward bend of sorts. This can be as deep or as relaxed as you want. It doesn't have to be intense. And again, go to places that you feel comfortable in your stretch. It doesn't have to be a place that I go. Go to a place of sensation. Where does your body ask you to move today? Where does your body ask you to open and make territory? Once that feels groovy, once that feels nice, and you have length in your lower back, let it go. Come back up and switch the feet. So you can just, turn right and you're in a deer pose, which is fantastic, but I'm gonna turn around, otherwise you can't see me and I'll be facing somewhere else. So I'm gonna turn at an angle to show you guys, as always. So I'm gonna find my deer pose, make sure your right hip is on the ground, so you're gonna turn over your right side, your left knee's pressing into your right heel, or the arch of your foot, whichever you feel. Like the arch of the foot is actually really nice because it got the curve in case you're not flat-footed, and you can get the knee into it. And I'm gonna start turning right, so my hands are gonna move, and I'm gonna do this dancey motion. In the real world, I cannot dance. I feel sometimes I dance like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's hilarious. But some days, yeah, I do find my groove, but when I stretch, I'm way more dancey than I am. So maybe there's something to be said or something to be found. I'm sure Arnold Schwarzenegger can dance really well. We've just not seen it. Try and move a bit more to your right. Lean over. The goal. We're gonna try and reach the left hand towards the left foot energetically. And maybe you feel that long line of connection. So that's what we're working towards. And like I was saying earlier, I've noticed my lower back holds a lot of tension. It's not necessarily related to stress. And what I mean is the regular idea of stress where we are worried about things. By the way, come onto your right forearm and start to reach your left hand. As I keep talking, I talk a lot anyway. Hopefully, it keeps you engaged in the stretch and you don't think of the time. So reach your left hand up and feel that. So I noticed that it's stress from moving, stress from the practice, stress from the handstands, the mobility work, the strength work, the core work. The body feels it in such an interesting way. And that's where I start to feel a bit tight. And some days my body just needs to open up in this cross-diagonal action. So if you can tell from the angle, I'm just going to turn a bit more so that you can see in case this helps you in some way. Working into this cross-diagonal space isn't something we normally do in our day or in our practice. Our spines are designed to move in 6 different motions, and we only work about 3 if we are lucky. So this cross-diagonal action where you're pressing your hip up, you're feeling the line of tension, pulling into your hands, trying to look back and spot your foot. At least I feel a lot of new space opening up, and with the space, I start to like let go of any tightness. So maybe use this to your advantage. Like open the chest, close the chest, add those movements, or try and reach somewhere new. Adjust your right hand as you need. However, don't force it. Move into space that's given, space that's provided, and notice how that feels. You're almost done. Work a bit into it, just a bit more. I definitely found an inch or two more of space, so I'm breathing and working into that. You can always sigh. That helps. And let that go. Oh, use the hands to come up. That one got quite deep on this side. I'm just going to switch the feet. You do not have to. I mean, not switch the feet. I'm just going to turn around to face you, but you don't have to move. And same idea as the last side. Take the hands around and move. I definitely felt a nice stretch in my psoas in that space, and along with relieving a bit of tension in the body, it feels nice to, work into spaces that are overused or tight or, have a bit of stiffness. So it's a very practical approach to stretching rather than only looking for flexibility. Have your collarbones lead the way. So instead of just trying to touch your head to your toes or, find the splits or do something crazy, you're using stretching to recover, you're using stretching to loosen any physical stiffness in the body and, get on with your day doing something cool, something fun. I find that much more useful than trying to do something weird in my yoga practice. And yoga is weird and we do weird things, but this is a bit more practical. Well, who am I to say? Everyone finds practicality in some madness, but I hopefully you get what I'm talking about. When that feels nice and relieved, let that go. Come back up, shake the feet. Notice your side body. Maybe you can do some leg drops side to side. Windshield wipers, 1990 drops, whatever's calling out to you. You can still be opening the chest, rolling the chest, twisting, rolling your shoulders. Just find something interesting in your being. And when you're done, you feel cool and relaxed and easy. Come out of it. Get back to it. Whatever you got to do for your day, go get it done. If you want to take a Savasana before you do that, take it. If any other stretches are calling out to you, any other movements are calling out to you, take it. Feel free. This is your practice. Whatever you want, go for it. And hope your body feels a bit more purposeful, a bit more relaxed. Hope your mind is open and your breath is more connected. So thank you so much for practicing. Let me know how this worked for you. If you feel a bit more groovy, a bit more open, a bit more at ease, give me a shout. Let me know if this practice worked. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks so much for practicing. My name is Varun. I wish you a wonderful day. Peace.